Welcome to part 3. We're joined by Jerry. Women love him, men want to be him. How are we doing, Jerry?
I'm all right, Russ.
Good man. Chris Eubank Jr., Jerry. Does he need a warm up, or should he stay sharp in the gym? What do you think?
I think time's run out for him, Russ. What's he need another warm up for? No, should he not just find a viable, decent name opponent and get on with things before he comes to the end of his career? If he's not already at the end of his career, you know, I don't really get why he needs another warm up. Just seems like he wants another bin man and easy payday.
Yeah. Do you think him and Crusher will have a fight?
No, never.
I mean, we're talking about a 28-year-old and a 35-year-old, aren't we?
Yeah.
So they're not next gen no more, are they? Really?
No, definitely not.
So why is Conor Benn ranked the third best welterweight in the world and he hasn't fought at welterweight for God knows how long, 2.5 years, and he's ranked the third best welterweight on BoxRec? Somebody's manipulating the rankings there.
That's terrible.
How's Chris Eubank the number 2 ranked BoxRec guy in the world at £160? I don't get it. Beating Beefy Smith don't make you the second best middleweight in the world, in my opinion. So I'm starting to lose will to every boxer. I've been a big fan of them for years. So I don't know what the answer is, but if we all take a step back and remember when Kell Brook fought at £147, he then fought for a world title at £160, and everybody said it was suicide, and he got his face smashed in, didn't he?
Yep.
Now, why would Crusher Ben want to fight at 160? I don't get it, do you?
No, only thing I can think of is he's running out of ideas. He's burned so many bridges. He's getting desperate. That's why. I mean, stupid sort of tactics to try and fight at a weight that you don't belong at, just to get a payday. But
yeah,
I mean, how many years has he squandered the last? Was it three years now? Just all with this Crusher Ben.
Crusher Ben last fought in England. I think it was 2.5 years ago, didn't he? I don't know.
So you know what I mean.
I think it was 2.0 April 2022. I know his dope test was the first dope test was July 22. The first failure, wasn't it? So let's have a look. Conor Ben. Conor Ben, aka the Crushinator. Crushing it, Jimmy. In gym. Bruv, crushing it. Bruv. You remember him? Yeah. Got eating steering wheel. Listen, mate. And eating seats. Listen, mate. I had an XR3 when I was a young spunker. On an X-Reg that had heated seats. Nobody even had heaters in the cars then. They mind heated seats. So shut up. Going on about your heated seats. Jesus. Right, Crusher Ben. Chris Van Heerden. Where they fight him at Manchester Arena, 16th of April 2022. That's the last time Crusher Ben fought at welterweight in the UK. So Crusher Ben is 2.5 years, right? 2.5 years not fighting at welterweight. And BoxRec rules state if you don't fight at that weight for 12 months, you're out the rankings. But yet all of a sudden, the Crusher is ranked number 3 in the world. Jaron Ennis, Jim Sasaki, Conor Ben, Ryan Garcia's band. So he's number 3 in the world, but he's not fought at that weight for 2.5 years. Oh my God, how can that be? So does that mean that BoxRec is utter shino? Eh? Not worth paper it's written on. And then we move to Christopher Eubank Jr., the second best BoxRec guy in the world behind Charlo. So if you're number 2 Charlo's number one. Don't you want to chase Charlo down? Surely to God, that's what you want to do, innit? What is it? Oh, I look at it. So
I don't see how either of those two are anywhere like that in the rankings. I mean, beating Liam Smith, how does that get you number 2 at 160 for Eubank Jr.? I don't get that at all. I mean, when was the last time it was Beefy Smith even a top 10 fighter? When was he fringe top 10 whenever Eubank Jr. fought him?
Listen, this is why they align themselves with certain promoters, right? Look, Beefy Smith. This is Beefy Smith, in my opinion, his career. Joe Gallagher navigated him through choppy waters. Do you know why he went grey, him? This is a true story. Do you know why Beefy Smith turned grey?
No, mate. Why?
He turned grey because Joe Gallagher's training sessions were that intense he couldn't cope. He went grey, mate. That's a true story. Joe realised he was shite, so he had to navigate you through choppy waters. Him at rest at Smith's. The Beatles of boxing, aren't they? Smiths. You can't say no bad about the Smiths, can you? Right?
Yeah, whatever.
Who's the best winner? Who's the best win for the full Smith family? Who's the best win? Well, Paul Smith ain't got to win. He fought DeGale, Groves, Andre Ward, Arthur Abraham, Zuger. I know what other guy he fought. Paul. Remember, let's have a look at Paul Smith's career. Paul Smith, his career, one big letdown. You know why? Because he knew it. He knew everything. Paul Smith knows about everything, doesn't he? Regarding boxing. He knows about everything. Here we are. Paul Smith, a.k.a. Smigger's Titties. Tyrone Zuger, Andre Ward, Arthur Abraham twice, George Groves and James DeGale. All knocked him about, yeah? So he had 6 top fights and he lost every single one of them. So Paul Smith's claim to fame is like Joe Egan's. I got battered. Hey? He got battered, mate. Absolutely battered. And he wasted my time as a boxing fan, Paul Smith. You know why? Because I was a Paul Smith groupie. I bought into it all. I was buying Paul Smith tickets. And it was just a letdown. When Stevie Bendel done him, right, at middleweight, what was Paul Smith's answer to that? He convinced himself that he were boiled down to 160 and that he was a super middleweight. Why all of a sudden are you a bigger man in space of 24 hours? It's because you've got beat. You know, when a fighter gets beat, they look for an excuse, don't they? Instead of looking in the mirror, they're saying, do you know what? I weren't good enough on night. I've got to come back stronger. They don't, do they? When they're at them lower weight divisions and below heavyweight. They tell themselves it's the weight, it's the weight. It ain't your weight. Look, you don't all of a sudden get bigger bones. It's like James Toney. Right, all of a sudden decided that you were an heavyweight. Why? Why are you saying you're an heavyweight when you started your career as a small middleweight? You don't just grow bigger in frame size, do you?
No.
It's sheer laziness, Jerry. So Paul Smith's best win is, you'd say Tony Dodson, right? That's his best win. Callum Smith's best wins, a one-arm bandit, George Groves. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, just for the name alone, but yeah, one-arm George Groves.
Who's Callum Smith's second best win? I bet you can't tell me.
I got to say, John Ryder.
Rocky Fielding and John Ryder. John Ryder flogged him, I thought, right? Rocky Fielding went on to win a WBA regular and got fed to Canelo, didn't he? Right, that's Callum Smith's best win. So Callum Smith's technical best win is George Groves, one-arm bandit. Smig's best win is Tony the Warrior Dodson. The other two, who would you say is Beefy's best win? Eubank, wouldn't you? A washed-up Eubank. And the other one, I don't know, Brave, he were probably the best stylist out of them all. That's the Smiths. So they should thank Joe Gallagher, shouldn't they, really? But Beefy Smith, my argument with you, Beefy Smith, is you said you were stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet, blah, 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 and you just wanted a Sky pay-per-view. Pay-per-view him on pay-per-view. Turned up for a fight in camp and said he had to lose loads and loads of weight, yeah? And he went into the ring, a dead man walking, blah, blah, blah. Why even turn up? Why even turn up for that fight? Why? Why do that? Why? I don't get
Supposed
that.
to be professional.
Because you're just cheating fans, aren't you? So I've got a problem with people like that. Yeah, again, boxers behaving badly, innit? That's what this is, innit? Boxers saying, yeah, I'm putting effort in and all that, and then just turning up like some dossers. Turning up in ring out of shape like White Rhino. White Rhino, why do you all these years turn up out of shape in ring? Why? Oh, I'm in shape. And then you turn up out of shape. They're just cheating themselves, aren't they? But cheating us, they pay in public. You know what I mean?
Both.
I have a problem with that, me, Jerry. A massive problem with it. Not as big a problem as I got with that Sam Jones. It's annoying me, you know him.
Bone
Sam
density.
Jones, you cocksucker. You're annoying me. He annoys me. Not as much as Quasimodo. Oh, Quasi. He annoys me as well, Quasi. Big Quaz.
He annoys you more, does he?
Little Quasi, the Cabbage Patch Kid. Who you got in Jack Massey, Opatia?
No, you're not going to like this.
See ya.
I'm going for Opataya because I think everybody's looked at that fight with Breedis and went, oh, Opataya can be beat. Oh, Marius Breedis is good. He gave Usyk a good fight. He's the best Latvian boxer in history, probably. Former world champion. So Opataya had a tough fight against him. Big deal. He's human being. Like, I know he had that air of invincibility about him beforehand, but I'm giving Opataya. Gonna say he beats Massey by UD.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a scenario. We've got three men on an aeroplane. Don Charles sat in middle. Derek Chisora at left. You know, the war machine. And we've got Daniel DeBar to the right. Yeah. Don Charles has sat in middle. Does John Charles give him a reach around? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hey? Don Charles, you got sacked off Derek Chisora 6 times, but you went back 6 times. Why? Well, that's all I want to know, John. Answers on a postcard, pokecorner@mail.com. Pop, pop, bang. Buatsi against Willie Hutchinson. Who you got?
Buatsi. Although I think Willie Hutchinson is very talented, but I think Buatsi is just going to probably outsmart him and beat him on points. I think, yeah. Unless Hutchinson gets a knockout or something, but I'm gonna stick my money on Buatsi for that one. Who have you got for that one?
I've got Buatsi on that. I'm not playing it safe on that. I just think Buatsi, although I think he's a cock. He's been at it's 8 years, right, since Olympics. If he walked down the street, nobody'd know him. Nobody'd know him. But when Eddie Hills signed him, we had Tony Bellew running around like a headless chicken. For free, of course, but people feel like they have to go into bat for Eddie Hills because you get crumbs, don't you? And Tony's had a load of crumbs, hasn't he? Because Tony Bellew's career is a bit of a letdown, isn't it, really?
Shite.
What was his best win? Davy Day, a washed up Davy Day. He's famous for being battered by Usyk, but his best win is Davy Day, who were held together by sellotape. Sellotape, Davy Day will tell you that. So that's Tony Bellew's best win. He never took a belt off a champion. and he was going nowhere when his career ended. So he had to get in the mix and hang out the back of Eddie Hills. So I ain't got no time for him. But he was running on like a headless chicken, saying Boazzi was the new Andre Ward. Go on, Tone. Tony. You got greedy, Tony. So that's my opinion on him, Boazzi. Who you got for Anthony Joshua, aka Big Meech? Who you got between him and Triple Knee?
The more I see breakdowns and analysis, the more I mean, I was giving Dubois a chance anyway, but the more I see videos and different things on the fight between Dubois and Big Meech, I think even more so Dubois has got a chance. But I'm not going to go back on what I originally picked, and I picked Big Meech on experience. He's going to he'll avoid an early onslaught from Dubois, I think, and then he'll stop him between 8 and 10, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Amzad Shiraz versus Tyler Denny?
Shiraz.
Yeah, it's spoon feeding Tyler Denny to Shiraz, aren't they? Really, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't rate that Shiraz. I think he's fighting in a piss weak division. So I think the loser, the Kelly Beefy Smith, fights Shiraz. But who you got between Beefy Smith, old grey tennis ball head, against Josh Kelly? Who you got between them?
Oh, Josh Kelly, 100%.
Josh Kelly.
Knockout.
But Josh Kelly stepping up in it from he was welter, then he was light middle or super welter. Now he's middleweight. So you've got Josh Kelly. What about Elmer Fudd, aka Johnny Fisher? Where do you see his career going? You see him being a delivery driver for some Chinese Wong Pong Cantonese restaurant or something. Do you think he'll be doing that, or do you think he might go on to win a British? Does he beat It's Big Freeze or Wardley? Yes or no?
Does he beat either of those two? No, he gets beat.
He does. So you think what they'll do? Do you think they'll just keep him propping shows up with all the Bosch army and his dad leading the charge, eating special fried rice, curry sauce, chips, prawn crackers, barbecue spare ribs, Peking duck, soy sauce, the job lot. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to go on for. Maybe another year, but they'll use that novelty gimmick thing for him for as long as it lasts before feed him to someone and he gets knocked out, and then that's the end of him, and he becomes a delivery driver.
Okay, Coogan Cassius has now been on YouTube 14 years, averaging 29,000 a video, which is good. But he's got 882,000 subs. So where's the other 853,000? Just curious. Is he buying Coogan? Are you buying subscribers? Yes or no? Answers on a postcard. PorkyCorner@mail.com. Oh, you want to kiss and make up? Dillian White, is he serving a ban? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is Crusher Ben serving a ban? Yes or no?
Yes. Given some of the things he's come off with recently, it's almost like he's had a complete change of heart, and it's making me think, oh, he's trying to win people around now, probably because he's on a ban, so he's looking to be a bit more humble, I think.
Okay. Dave Allen, does he win an area belt? Yes or no? He hasn't got a belt to his name. 30 odd fights. He's still fighting 4-rounders. His last 5 wins have been in 4-rounders and a 6-rounder. His last 5 wins out of 6 fights. Is he going backwards because he's fighting worse opposition now than when he turned pro with Big Ron? What do you think? Is he going backwards? Does he just want to be known as a boxer?
Technically, yes, he's gone backwards. Considering where he was at and the level of opposition he's been in the ring with. I don't really know what he's doing or why he wants to do it. I know he's he's lost a lot of weight. I can definitely say he's done good by that. But I mean, what's his motivation? What is he? I don't really understand what he's doing, Russ, with his career choices at the minute.
Yeah, I don't, mate. I don't. Coogan Cassius, every now and then, 2-3 times a week, he puts 2-3 times a month. He pins stuff up on his social media. So and so and so and so in talks. These fights never seem to come off. Is he basically a PR guy for Eddie Hills and Bricktop?
Yeah, of course. He definitely is.
Do you believe the rumours doing the rounds that Samuel Jones from Derby, yeah, you, Sam Jones, you're wrong, and reports back to Spotty Frank anything that he hears, any gossip, reading stories about forwarding voice texters to Frank Smith? Do you believe that? Could you see Sam Jones doing that? Yes or no?
Yes.
I believe Sam wouldn't do that, or I'd like to believe he wouldn't do that. But when you break into a sport like this, you've got to be everybody's pal. He's me pal. He's me pal.
He's a puppet, Russ.
He's not a pal of mine. Okay, so where are we now? Let's have a look. John Fury, missing in action. The Invisible Man. Fury's a friend of nobody. I'll die in that ring. Where's John Fury? Where you gone, big John Fury? We know all you're good for hitting, and it's not real men, is it? Right? John Fury's been out of jail 9 years and 1 month, and he's hit 2 people. 5'3", Asif Ali, Amir Khan's former manager. And he stuck nut on one of Usyk's team, a young kid who was 5'9", and a middleweight. Is John Fury a bully, yes or no?
100%, yes.
There you go, John Fury. Get you sent down to 11 stone. Let's get it on, because we don't get along. Okay. What? Well, I'm pretty ruthless, man. Listen, you know what? I might end my tether with all these shithouses. Absolutely.
Why not, mate?
Shithouses. You know what? Shithouses. And you know what? How I like that when I first started with Big Ron. You know what I mean? But you know what? Big Ron, you were right, weren't you? Big Ron were right, and I were wrong. I went, no, it's all right, you, Dennis Desmond. You watch what happens. Dennis were right about you, wasn't it, Dave Allen? He kept me look at Dave Allen. We heard he went, well, he comes back here. I think Dave will come back, Dennis. I've asked him loads of times, and he keeps laughing. He'll come back. He'll come back. Dave, you went back, didn't you? Hey, Big Ron's best mate. Hey, unbelievable. You couldn't make it up, could you? Simon Jordan, they made a lot of big noises, Jerry. They were going to do this, they were going to do that. They were going to do wonders. And all they did was sit on Flex's cucumbers. What has Simon Jordan done for me lately? I called that wrong. I said, no, he's the saviour of the sport. He should be running the board of control. Simon Jordan, you couldn't run Crystal Palace. That went under. You couldn't run a piss up in a brewery. He talked tough, but I give him a draw against Eddie Hills. But do you think they get him on the hook and then they back off because they want access, Jerry? You know, they get him on the hook as in with the questions. A bit like, remember that Rob Tebbert, who I used to big up all the time, and Terry Chappendama used to go mad at me. I said, he's all right, and he asked good questions. But once you break it down, Rob Tebbert were getting them on the hook and really putting pressure on these people, these Eddie Hearn and people, Frank Warren and all the rest of them, blah, blah, blah. And they sort of like backed off then, didn't I? I've heard Rob's had a bit of access denied from certain people. And I can understand that because they want it all their own way. Eddie wants to control the narrative, doesn't he, Eddie Hills? That's what these people do. Isn't that right, Eddie Hills? Eddie, if I'm wrong, sue me. Sue me for what? Pair of night trainers. Will Tony Bellew come back? Somebody's asked me. Nah, I don't see it, you.
Nah, hopefully not.
Ben Shalom, what has he done for me lately? Well, he's had his teeth done and he's met a woman and got engaged. I thought you were batting for the other side, Ben Shalom, aka Adrian Mole. So good luck to him. Juggies, Spencer Oliver. What's his role in boxing now, apart from being that little mascot In fact, my ears are not even big enough to do juggy. That's you, jug ears, with your giant ears. Tabitha. What's Tabitha's role in boxing now, apart from hanging out the back of Simon Jordan? What's his role? What's your role, you? Remember, you're the man, jug ears, that brought these influencer shows. Yeah, you did. You remember, don't you? You and your mate Jake Wood, you made a nice little packet on that one, didn't you? With your little tete-a-tete meetings with Sky and all that. You started it all off, but it looks like it's dying a death, but I don't think it will. What will happen, Jerry, in my opinion, is we're gonna end up with a body on slab, aren't we? It won't be Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. It'll be somebody on the slab. Touch wood, that don't happen. But what do you think, Jerry? What do you think about this influencer boxing and people like Sam Jones and people like that bigging it up?
It's pure shite, Russ. From the sporting perspective, it's pure shite. But I mean, you know, there's money to be made, and where there's money to be made, there's going to be scum like, you know, Sam Jones or whatever, bigging it up, trying to get their slice of the pie. You know, it's going to appeal to a certain group of people, isn't it? It's going to appeal to people maybe not really into boxing, who are, you know, recognize certain celebrities, whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping it's going to peter out. You know, it's probably not going to be at the end of the road just yet. Maybe another couple of years.
Yeah.
Until something does happen, like you were saying, somebody gets seriously hurt or body on the slab, like you were saying.
I remember speaking about this the first time we came on channel, and thankfully we haven't had a body on the slab. But I think if it is going to happen, I think it'll be on these influencer shows, because, like Carl Froch said in a recent interview, look, not everybody can be a boxer with skills and this and that, but every now and then you'll get some guy. We didn't say that, he didn't say it like I'm saying it, but they're more or less alluding to, there's people out there that can punch really hard. I know Carl's got some mates who've got a right whack on them, but they'd probably get destroyed against somebody who's a light punching boxer, because you have to box within the rules, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, like, do you remember Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man?
I watched it. He got destroyed against Thor.
Well, Eddie Hall.
Oh, you're talking about the one where he fought the two small guys?
No, I'm on about when Eddie Hall came down to Peter Fury's gym.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He came down to Peter Fury's to spar Hughie Fury, and fair play to Eddie Hall. He's a big, old, strong fella, and you know, anybody who's going to have a tear up with him, if it's not in a boxing ring, and you've got a referee there, you're going to have a problem, because once he grabs hold of you, that's it. It's more or less game over, isn't it? Eddie Hall jumped in ring with Hughie Fury, and they still laugh about it now. But a nice fella. But ask Frank Smith, my pal from Bury, Peter Fury, anybody. Hughie Fury just gave him a jab, just hit him with a jab in round one, and that were it. It was all over by the shouting.
Really?
Yeah, the world's strongest man. Good tech. I want everybody watching this to go and tweet or Instagram Peter Fury and Hughie Fury. No, they're not slagging Eddie Hall off. It's a different discipline. He's a strong man, strong fella, in on a box.
Yeah.
So he wanted to have a go, so you got to give him respect. One jab is all it. It's like that film. It's like that song, in it. If you go onto my channel, you'll see me diving off a boat in Turkey, and they've got that one kiss is all it takes. Possibility. It's Dua Lipa, isn't it? I'm diving into the sea, mate, showing off, obviously, but that's all it took. One punch from Hughie, one jab, and Eddie Hall, good night, Vienna. That's what happened. So I think what will happen is we'll get some strong fella who's done a tiny bit of boxing against some Coronation Street star or somebody that were on Big Brother or whatever, or I'm a celebrity, and they're going to get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it'd be good night Vienna. Touch wood, it don't happen, and then all those stack of cards will come tumbling down. That's what it's going to take to stop all this. But you know what they say about greed, don't you, Jerry? Greed reaches inside core of people. It makes them do very, very funny things. The word greed and money. and that's where I think we're heading with these influencers. I think somebody's gonna get hurt, and it'll probably be somebody like Jake Paul will probably get a good hiding, shooting his mouth off, and somebody like Carl Froch will get in there who knows how to throw a punch, or knows how to get out of way of a punch, or it'll be somebody like his brother Lee Froch pummeling somebody like that Jake Paul. Because Lee Froch can punch harder than Carl Froch. See where I'm coming from? But he's not got a better skill set, because he's a bigger fella. That's what we're looking at. So that's how I look at it. But it is what it is. Do you think Derek Chisora wins the world title? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, I don't. Derek still thinks he can do it. Does Joe Joyce win a world title on his comeback trail? Joe Joyce, the juggernaut?
No.
What about his bone density, Derek? 6 times stronger than average man's.
Well, I guess he's got pretty strong bones. Doesn't mean he's a very good boxer, though.
Sam Jones, what about your bone density stories? Hey, what happened to them? Where's your bone density stories now? Samuel Jones, exactly. Not a peek at you, Sam, is there? Johnny Horsecock Nelson, we keep seeing him on Sky in very, very, very tight trousers. He's always got his right hand in his pocket, taming the beast. Do you think we're all getting a bit fed up with this now? Johnny, I nicknamed you Horsecock, but you're boring us now with it. You know what I mean? You're overplaying it, Johnny. You're going to get yourself sacked. But then again, Sky would never sack him, would they? Because it would be anti-woke. Do you agree?
Yeah, if you put it like that, yeah.
All right, then I'll throw another one at you now because I'm not scared to tackle anything. Carl Froch's contract was not renewed at Sky because he refused to wear a BLM badge. Is that
Really?
right? Yes or no?
No, that's a disgrace, mate. Shouldn't be made to do anything against your wishes.
Matthew Letitia didn't have his contract renewed. Does that mean all the rest of them that are there who wore the badge are genuine arse lickers? Yes or no?
Well, it just means they're
That's
afraid.
an open pay to that one, Jerry, isn't it?
I mean, I can see why they're put into a sort of position where they're afraid of losing out on a job, So, but they shouldn't be put in that position by the organization in the first place. But yeah, don't wear anything just because somebody tells you to, wear it for whatever political stance or reason. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid, in my opinion.
Okay. Johnny Horsecock Nelson come out and said he knows of 3 boxers currently who are banned at the moment on silent bans. Do you think that Johnny should come out and name these people instead of coming out teasing us, yes or no?
Yeah, that's really annoying. If you're going to say things like that, have the balls to say it, But we all know he probably can't because he would get in trouble, probably. So don't say shit like that because that's him kind of attracting more attention to himself. Oh, I know 3 people who are going to sign up ban Russ, but I can't say.
Okay.
Can't say.
Who was the last British fighter to have more than 10 wins over world champions, former, current, and future?
Lennox Lewis?
No. I'll give you a clue. You used to have a nose like that.
Carl Froch.
Carl Froch. Carl Froch retired 10 years, 4 months ago, right? Who's replaced him as the next big thing? We were all hearing noises about Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Boatsy, Kell Brook, you name it, blah, blah, blah. Where is the next Carl Froch? Lennox Lewis. Where were these guys? You can't say Nazim. I mean, he's not in double digits, is he? Calzaghe, where's your Calzaghe, Lennox Lewis, as your Carl Frochers? Where's the next one coming from? Where? Do we see one on the horizon in Britain, yes or no?
You could. It's very, very early days, right? But I think there is the potential for Moses Atame to be potentially another great in the same vein as a Lennox Lewis. or a
Potential,
qualified.
potential. We're going to find out in the next 10 years if he can, yes or no, aren't we? Technically.
Yeah, they can totally screw this all up with him if they don't do it right.
Okay. Do you think that Moser Vatame is going to wait it out for the division to be piss weak, because it looks to me like the Americans haven't got anybody coming through, and he could basically go on a run and dominate for years, couldn't he? Do you think?
That's where he needs to get that notion out of trying to do this Mike Tyson record out of his head.
Yeah, that's he's not going to beat that unless Bricktop spoon feeds him a WBO via email, like they did Daniel DeBar.
Yeah,
And IBF, by the way, that were an IBF. Okay, let's finish off on this one. Calla Montana has come out. Calla Sauerland, sewer rat himself, privileged kid who went to private school. He's come out and he's bitching and moaning and blah de blah this, blah de blah that, slagging Chris Eubank Jr. to death about the fact that he's down the road now, not required, and that Eubank wants to tune up, and he didn't want him to have a tune up. He wanted to go in with a big fight, you know, a Canelo or this person, that person. Do you think that Calla's a bit hypocritical? Because when Calla were promoting him, all they did was spoon feed him, weren't they?
Yeah, it's easy to say that whenever you're not working with the person anymore, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit. I'm a bit disappointed with Calla actually, because I thought he had a bit more about him. But then again, we're talking about a guy here that wanted to keep it from the public that Conor Benn had failed 2 dope tests and put the fight on with Eubank against a dope cheat. But it's all right, Eubank, you'll not be able to use a smaller man, but we'll not tell the fans. And then when it all come on top, they all went squeaky bum. Him and Eddie, didn't it look a bit grubby? Him and Eddie, privileged children who went to really, really expensive schools, and the fathers are multi-sufli, swimming in chochai, multi-millionaire daddies, never had it hard. Do you think it's a bit rich coming from Calla that now that he's down the road?
I agree with you. I kind of thought he had a bit more to him. You know, I don't know if he's the worst guy, but yeah, you know, he shouldn't really be easy to do. Just looks like he's trying to stick a little bit of knife in, just, you know, now that he can, because he's at distance from Eubank Jr., so it's easy to cast stuff out like that, you know, just having a dig whenever you're no longer going to get anything fired back at you, like.
Okie dokie. Anyway, thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Right, Jerry, thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure. You're a real tonic to have on the channel. You're an addition to the channel, part of the commission. Hopefully,
appreciate it, mate.
What, mate?
I appreciate that.
No problem. Hopefully, we'll get Big Richard back on, Kent, Chris Burns, and all the rest of them when they all decide to get out of bed and stop tossing it off. Although Kent's not been tossing it off. He's been working hard like me in the gym, training hard. I am at the moment. I've had a couple of days off. I've had a bit of a blast. But back on it tomorrow. Every now and then you've got to rest the old body.
I agree.
Thanks for coming on, Jerry. It's been a pleasure. Give your lovely wife a big kiss from me. And Big John Fury, missing in action. When I see you, I'm going to give you a big kiss as well, Big John. Mwah! Go on, Jerry. Peace out. Take care.
Take it easy, mate. Cheerio.
Well, that was Jerry. Women love him. Men want to be him. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I think that's about it, really. I'm shatterooned. You've had a lot of videos in the last few days. I hope you all enjoy them. I was steaming in that Andy free part. I want it, but you say, don't they? You say what you want to say, don't you, when you've had a beer? So, okie dokie. Come on, peace out. Max, what bra size are you, Max? Let me know. Shoplifters have been around. I've got some bras here for you. We've got a 62 double D here for you, Max. Pop, pop, bang.